Welcome to another day. Once again, last night I did some thinking and I made some notes. One is I've got to make a PC mount to actually sit the PC in. Another is to check the power supply that I've got, or the transformer. The USB ports I ordered from the Chinese supermarket. I've also got to work out monitor mounts and some artwork. I've done the if I want to power everything from the transformer, so I haven't got to have a plug socket inside, then it's the computer draws 12 volt 3 amp, the amp draws 12 volt 5 amp, and the screen draws 5 volt 3 amp. So I've got to check what my transformer puts out. Where's the box? There it is. Oh damn. "12 volt 5 amp. So that will just power the amp, not the computer as well, because that'll be 8 amp. Okey cokey. I think I've got another one, but I think it's smaller. No, it's bigger, and this is a 12 volt 10 amp. Would I still be able to get the screen off of that? 5, 8, 9, 10, 11. But that is a hell of a lot bigger. Okey cokey. Right, I'll have to do some thinking about that. So I've got a 12 volt 5 amp and a 12 volt 10 amp. So that should power the computer and the amplifier. But if I take a 5 volt off of that 3 amp, will that power the screen as well? I suppose the only thing I can do is try it. But today I wanted to get the subwoofer mounted and maybe the box built. So let's make some space.
Now disconnected from monitor audio S15972A.
Right. There's my speaker. That's the way it's got to mount. How Get that centered up. Now I've moved it. Let's do that again. Yeah. Ah, yes, son of a. You've got the foam is covering half of the hole. It's a bit close. Doesn't matter if it's not spot on because it's on the bottom. I just marked that, so what's going on here? Don't think that seal's gone on too well. What a gap there around that. Right, let's drill the holes and see what happens. I drilled the holes a bit bigger than needed just to give me some wiggle room. That's the best side. That one is. Now we'll see. If it all fits on. No, I don't know whether that is actually long enough. And I don't know that covers the bloody, so the holes cannot be lined up on this. Oh, another one. Yeah, that's nowhere near them holes. No. Was I going mad when I got that? That's nowhere near the same size. Oh well. Oh well. looks like that'll be a 3D printed grill for that one. So let me take some measurements and write them down. That's the speaker bolted in for now. Typical, I had to use the longer bolts because the short bolts I didn't have enough to get a thread on, but that's clamped down and that looks like that. I've taken the measurements and I'll do the grill later, and I've got to measure the computer as well so I can build a little mount for that. I've just measured that, and one other thing, if I'm powering it by the transformer, I've got them, that doesn't fit. That's a 2.1, I think, so I've got a load of them. Yeah, that's a 5.5 by 2.1, and I'm going to need a 5.5 by 2.5. So that's another thing with the Chinese supermarket. Oh dear, oh dear. And that's the box together. Bit of a fight, it is tight, but yeah, but that's what the front looks like, and that's what the bottom looks like for now. I have got somewhere some feet to go on the bottom, which I'll just, they may not be high enough. What have I done? With the feet, where are ya? I've got some real big ones, but they may be a bit too big, because you don't really need them that big. But I thought I had some mid-sized one. I've got some little ones in a little packet here. I thought I had some medium ones somewhere. Oh well. What the hell? Oh, what have I done with my scissors now? Stop just putting things down and losing them. There they are. See what these ones look like. They look like that. Could do, how much does that give? Could do with them a little taller. I don't know, 8mm. Could do with them about 16mm. I'm sure I had some. I'll find them sometime. I know I had some feet. Another look in the box of bits. Arcade sticks coming out with the logo. No, I'll go in search of them in a minute. I thought I'd just seen them. Obviously not. Okay, I'm gonna clear some of that away, but because I'm dealing with 3mm and that's the top where that is going to go that way around, I hope, and slip on there like that, and that's the hole for the speaker wires to come up, and then you've got the console sitting on the top. But I've got a mark around that because I'm thinking to make it, or to brace it a little bit, I have got some of this line around, so they nearly taking the light off. I have got some of that, so I might put that down the side, or down all the sides on the bottom to brace it, and that'll give me something to screw the feet into. But yeah, oops, let's just put that back. Right, and also think about, and I should glue this really, but I don't know. I might PVA it and then clamp it. Yeah, because these seem to be working their way out. Clamp it across there, and yeah, right, on to the next bit. There's not a lot more I can do with that. I'll have a look to see if I've got any what's this? I've got some bits foam down there that I might be able to cut to dampen the sound in there. But yeah, I think, yeah, I might cut some of that batten, depending on whether it's raining outside. It's an absolutely atrocious day today, but yeah, okie dokie. Memo to self: cut the wood and not your hand. Alright, let's see if that'll do. That goes in. Right, let's cut some more. That's the second bit cut. Now the question is, do I mount them that way, vertical, or that way? I suppose for the legs, that way would give me more to screw into, unless I've got the legs. Either way, that doesn't matter. I just got to make my mind up so I can get the cross pieces measured. Decisions. Well, that didn't take too long to make my mind up, because vertical, they won't fit under the speakers. Horizontal, they will. Suppose I could still have the two ends vertical and a bit in the middle horizontal. Yeah, that might give me some options. Right, just clip them up the top. Now I measure 308, I reckon. Or should I make it 307 so I don't force it in and force the sides out? In goes, yeah, I'm giving it a little bit of a wiggle room so I don't force the sides out. 307. Right, go and do that one. And for the top, I want to make the top somewhat removable so I can get in there. So I'm thinking of doing the same on the top, but like that to the base of where, sinking some threaded inserts into there, and then I can screw the top down. I wonder if I can probably pin and glue that. Right, I'll just get this one cut, or the other one cut, and then I think I'll take everything out and just concentrate on the box. That's all the speakers out, so I can now just work on the box. I couldn't find them other feet. I did find some rubber feet that will probably work, but I'm sure I had some black rubber feet. Let's just measure them. 26 by 20. No, 26 by 21, 20, 26. If I could get some black ones of them, that'd be ideal, I think. Right, plans next, which I doubt whether I'll be able to do today, because it looks like it's gonna start raining again, and I think tomorrow's supposed to be okay, but Monday we've got like nearly 50-mile-an-hour winds and heavy rain. So yeah, what I've got to do next is work out how I'm going to do this, see if I've got any clamps big enough that I can clamp this end to end. I have to go and have a look in the garage. I don't think I've got none down here. Then have to dig out. I've got a small nail gun that does up to 10mm, so that might be enough for this. And obviously I'll have to sink the nails if they're proud, fill, do that, replicate what I've done on the bottom up the top, down there. And I'm going to have to, because it's such a tight fit, I'm going to have to go around that with a file, just to make, because I really just want that to drop in if I'm securing it with little countersunk screws. But yeah, so that's, and this afternoon, because we got the sprint race at the Grand Prix, the afternoon I shall spend designing a holder for that and a speaker grill for the bottom. So I think that'll be about it down here for today. So I'll catch you all later. Oh, and if you want to see how this turns out and my next project, which is going to be a vertical arcade bar top single player, if you want to see how this and that gets started, planned and done, then subscribe and that. And if you like it, hit like. If you don't bother. But yeah, it's just basically for you. If you want to see how this turns out, if you subscribe and hit the notification bell, you will not miss a part. But once again, that's up to you anyway. So bye for now. I lied. I've just been round the fingers on that with a thin sanding stick. So we'll see. Hopefully this should just drop in now. Perfect. Can I get it out again? Good question. Yes. Is the answer to that. So that's good enough for me. That should just screw in there. And that, I've got to take that down with me to design the case. Right, now I will do some designing. That's my design for the speaker grill in Tinkercad, and that is my design for the computer holder. If I printed the walls low just to make sure it fits. If it does fit, then I'll raise the walls. And there is the base being printed. Right, we have the moment of truth. Does this fit? No. I'm out in my measurements. Oh, not by much. Not by much. Only a couple of millimeters. Oh well. Back to Tinkercad. Mark II. And I think I know why the first one was out. It's in the program. It said the wall thickness was 3mm. It's not, it's 6. Let's see how this goes. That will do. that will do. Now what I've just noticed I've got to be careful of is them vents, so I've got to notch the sides like I've done there, but that is, maybe I could come in a millimetre, but I don't want to make it too tight, just want to get it held in place. That is absolutely perfect on the sides, so I'll go ahead and alter that one a little bit and take a chunk out of there, or I'll leave it there and just bring the corner up, so I don't want to interfere with the ventilation. Okie cocky, back to Tinkercad. Okay, that's the speaker grill. Had a nightmare with this because for some reason the slicer kept throwing up errors with what I designed in Tinkercad, and I couldn't work out why. It turns out it was the radius, because I had a bigger radius than that, and it was just throwing up errors. It was like and saying I had to support it, and when you put the supports on, they're all out here and that. So I cut down a radius and it printed. So now I've just got to see whether I've got these holes right to line up on the box, which is down here. So we'll have a quick butcher's at that just to see. Do the holes line up? No. Oh, they might do. They should do. Slightly out. Are they slightly out? Just a fraction. Well, is it? I don't know whether you can see that. They're just a fraction out. I'm not going to print it again. I'll make do. I'll alter the I'll either drill out the holes or make it I might just drill out the holes a little bit to give me wiggle room. I'm about, what, 3 mil out that way and about the same that way, which on the first one that I printed that went horribly wrong because of the error, they were spot on, but I changed so many things. I've obviously changed one of the measurements somewhere down the line, but we'll work around that anyway. This is the computer base.
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
Redesigned. So the only thing I've got to do now is see whether it actually slots inside. Please. Yes, it does. And it holds it pretty sturdily. So that should be enough just to hold it in the base. I've got two little screw holes in the middle to hold that down, but that should do. Does it clear all the ports? Yep, that way. Yep, that way. And yep, that way. Could have actually gone a bit more on that. As a matter of fact, have I got that the right way around? Yes, it could. It won't go that way, but it could. Oh, this is a bit. It could go that way. Yeah, I could have gone a bit longer, but that'll do. It's actually better the other way. So, which is that way. So that gives me access to all the ports on the back. Ventilation isn't touched, and that's okay. Oh, something worked at last. I'm going to check that against the speaker, because I've measured the holes and they're 125mm, which is what they are on the speaker. So if it fits the speaker, I'll just alter the wood. I'll drill more holes, because that will be hidden anyway by the grill. But that's for tomorrow. Long day designing and printing and all the frustrations of I can't find stuff, but we'll talk about that tomorrow.